and that works for some people, but for others, they want to take the initiative themselves, and they know their bounds. And
that's what I was saying. We should do the good Jock, bad Jock, because I only have one approach. Yeah.
We could do that, yeah, but even still, that's a little extra. You don't need two people.
No, it's awesome.
Because then you have to think, and your mind is engaged on the psychological warfare going on.
All you have to do is perform.
Not on the running.
You just gotta keep performing. That's all. Once you stop, that's when you begin to fail. All you have to do is keep going.
Welcome back to the L&C Podcast. Myself, Christian, and Lorenzo over there to my left, and then to my lower left, we have in the studio our very second in-person guest, Sarah. Sarah's in the house. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing good. Big fan of the podcast.
Yeah. We're finally here. We've been talking about it for a while, and we got Andrew in here, and we did make mention of you that day. We had Andrew because we had actually just gone running, all three of us, and some things transpired that were a little less than how...
Everyone had a different perception of what happened, I believe.
A truly different perception. Yours was probably the most frightened perception, if you care to enlighten us. How did you feel last Tuesday running with the two of us?
Well, I realized I was very, very out of shape and not equipped to keep up with Christian and Lorenzo. And Lorenzo was very determined to keep me motivated with physical slaps on the back.
I mean, if you could just have seen the look on these bystanders' faces, the way they were just mortified. They were completely petrified at the sight of Sarah just trying to carry on.
Contemplating losing it towards the end.
Gosh.
I was gonna scream.
The poor thing. I
I don't know how I managed to survive because we just went running today, and Christian let me go at my pace.
At your own pace, and I encouraged you, right?
He failed you. He failed you.
In a healthy way, I encouraged you to go at a faster pace and to keep in front of me, and and to regulate your breathing, but. Lorenzo took the...
But you didn't go as fast, correct? You didn't perform as well. Exactly. You didn't perform as well.
Now listen here.
Perform as well.
We're going to take measurements into account. That's what's happening.
It was a much more pleasurable experience. So I'm more likely to keep this up.
And Lorenzo, I will say that's going to be half the battle, because this morning she didn't want to come run. And she would have stopped entirely if we continued under your method. However, what's most important to achieve is the initiative on the part of the person who wants to exercise. They're going to have to want to do it, and if they don't want to, it's not going to happen, and those numbers are going to shrivel up.
She was going to flake last time too.
Oh, that's true.
She's a croissant.
Well, I mean, if she was, she definitely was now, because today there was no chance she was coming. No chance. I didn't even think she was going to come record at this rate. I was like, holy shit.
It wasn't that bad, because
She's frightened.
I knew Lorenzo's intent was all in good, but your impact was violent.
That's all I know. It wasn't that violent. It wasn't hard slaps. It was like...
You don't get to tell me how much it hurt.
You got a point. They were like,
It wouldn't have been overboard for someone like me who, I would welcome that, honestly. And I think it's funny. Like, I would laugh it off, but... different approaches work for different people, and that is your approach. Like you were saying, you should be a trainer. Yeah, for a lot of people, that's what they want. They want somebody who's gonna, no holds barred, hold them accountable at all costs, and not allow them to slack. I
can't fail them.
You're taking their agency into your own hands. And that works for some people, but for others, they want to take the initiative themselves, and they know their bounds. And
that's what I was saying. We should do the good Jock, bad Jock, because I only have one approach.
We could do that, yeah. But even still, that's a little extra. You don't need two people.
No, it's awesome.
Because then you have to think, and your mind is engaged on the psychological warfare going on.
All you have to do is perform.
Not on the running.
You just gotta keep performing. That's all. Once you stop, that's when you begin to fail. All you have to do is keep going. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
As long as you keep performing. If you don't stop, you can't fail. You know what I'm saying?
But no, Sarah, you've done a great job so far. And today, we did end up going 1.5 miles, and we ran every 2 minutes and walked every 1 minute for about, 20 minutes. So
You're being very gracious.
and it's a little generous. Some of the running periods were like
Very
somewhere around
brief.
1.5 minutes. But it
30
was
seconds
between
towards the end.
between 1 minute and 2 minutes. I'd say we ran, and like I said, on and off. It's interval training. So. And it's pretty effective when done well, but you also have to start from somewhere. And if you don't have a foundation to build upon, it can seem discouraging. But you are currently building that foundation,
Exactly.
in a way that you want to. And that's, again, what's most important is that you want to, and you're encouraged and motivated to keep doing so. Or else it's not going to become anything. I can promise you, because that's where I was. That's where so many people are currently. They can't start anywhere because they don't have a starting point. They have to create that, and that finding that initiative, finding that motivation is definitely one of the hardest parts.
And I think definitely people create way too big expectations for themselves. Like I'm gonna run 1 mile every day, and it's like maybe just try getting out of bed and going for a walk first.
Even if you move 1 mile, you don't necessarily even have to run it. That's right. Building your foundation. That's in it of itself is building a foundation for you, a starting point, a base point, because when you're coming from not, if you're working all day and you're standing and then you go home and you're like, oh, I've been working all day, I'm not going to exercise, I'm not going to go outside, I'm not going to do jack shit now, and now I'm off, Right. That's a mindset a lot of people have, and rightfully so, because you were working all day, you want to take a load off, and you deserve that, but when it comes time for exercise and wanting to make goals for yourself, you have to realize coming from just standing all day, being remotely stationary, isn't the same as even walking outside for 1 mile or 2 miles, or running for even half a mile. You're going to have to really start from scratch. And that's what a lot of people, I think, don't understand. Why is it so hard to exercise? I'm moving all day. I get my little standing points on my on my watch, But it's just not the same. It's marketed as the same. It's marketed as go out for a walk. You're going to get a ton of exercise, all the exercise and sunlight you need just from getting a walk. And then you see these people that are all skinny and they're models. They're not doing just that. They have a foundation built, and they have a regimen they stick to. They eat a certain way. They behave a certain way. They log a certain amount of hours a day of exercise to get the way they are. But when you don't have any of that, it's definitely like a mountainous journey, climbing up to that point where you can get yourself on track and get into a routine that works for you. I mean, Lorenzo, you're crazy. Like, you get up and you work out for 30 minutes every morning, and then
I wake up at 7 naturally. I work out for like about an hour at least, and then I have like different days. I do different things, and then I so far I usually run at least 3 times a week. But yeah, I do it in the morning because after work I don't feel like doing nothing. No. I'm like I'm like drained, like just physically, mentally, emotionally. Absolutely. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just drained. So I do it in the morning, and I just go, and I'm like, and it makes you feel great.
It does, and that's also another fallacy is people think, why am I going to get up at 6:30 in the morning or 7 in the morning in your case and exercise if I have to work later? It's going to drain me. It's going to make me so tired, and I'm not going to be able to perform well.
It makes you so much better.
No,
it's
exactly.
Like, you got to get that blood
energy.
flowing, So first I stretch. So the whole thing, it takes a few hours because I stretch. I try to stretch every day. It's important because I was reading this thing, and it was like, for some reason, men don't stretch. And I was like, they're right, I don't. So I started stretching. I stretch every day. I work out, basically, a different type of workout every day except for Thursday, because Thursdays are a real busy day, and that's basically a workout at work, all the squatting and picking stuff up and whatnot, and then all of my workouts, like my Tuesday workout, it isn't necessarily like muscle work and whatnot. It's but it's like a more skillful workout, and same for my Saturdays. But all the other days they're like building muscle and whatnot. And then I have like, for different weeks, I have like, you have like just like a normal workout, you have like a specific strength workout, you have like endurance workout, you know what I'm saying? And then like since there's 4 weeks in the month, back to like the normal one, you know?
Yeah, that's another thing is it's like you're working out different muscle groups of your body. You're working out different areas of your body. When you do one exercise, you're not targeting all focus groups of your body. It's a lot of effort goes into balancing out how you exercise and how you develop the different parts of your body that aren't activated, that aren't active themselves. So I mean, me, I run sometimes. I'll do pull-ups. I'll do crunches occasionally, but I definitely don't do squats. I don't do like anything like
squats are so essential.
But you and hey, and then the people and the people that look like sculptures, you know, they're doing all of this. They're doing everything they need to do to target every muscle group, to tap into every facet of their body that's inactive. And they're keeping that active. Really, nothing's inactive with those people because they're constantly rotating these routines, these regimens that they need to do to target their quads, to target their traps, their whatever people are saying these days. I was thinking the other day at work, not to cut you off, but I was thinking like, there's so many guys today that you just like point at somebody and you could be like, what do you lift? And they just like, or what do you bench? And they'll just like shout out a number at you, like, like 180 or like 250, whatever. The people can tell you what they lift before they can tell you their mom's phone number or like their dad's birthday. Like, it's the craziest thing to me. I'm like, I don't know shit about any of that. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I'm a Terry Crews or whatever. But I really I don't know. I mean, could you answer me that? Like, what can you lift?
I don't know for real. I ain't been to an actual gym in a while. I ain't got the
but at a certain point, like you'd be like,
I'm pretty strong. So I try to weigh like on like I like what I'm saying. I like might pick people up at times, and I'm like, I could lift them. So like what I'm saying. So I could.
That's true.
So I did have a question. So you've been keeping up this routine and regiment for about how many years would you say? Like how?
Well, like so it hasn't been like. It hasn't been exactly consistent because like I've like so
maybe you have periods of lapse
I
or
fall
whatever.
off a little because it happens. You fall off, you know what I'm saying? But like you just get back on. That's all it really is. You know what I'm saying? I ride my bike to work. I've fallen off my bike twice. You know what I'm saying? I just get back on. I look around, make sure nobody saw. I get back on.
You be falling off?
Oh no. You told me that. I mean, what is that like? Because the sidewalk is so narrow. Like.
No.
Do you fall on the grass or do you fall in the street?
You know that little hill going down from my place? I fell down that once, and my bike went to the side, and I like flew, and I caught myself on my arms. No, I came. I was on my way back to work. I came in and like I was alright though.
Your hands were all scraped up.
Yeah, like I think my knee was hit, and then like my hand was kind of straight. But I just came. I was like, alright, I got my bike. I came out to work. I was like, alright.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, look, man, I was cool though. I was like,
I guess.
And then the other one, I was on the road, and then like I tried to like get on this sidewalk, but like the bump was too high, and then I just fell. And then there was this car coming by, and they saw me fall, and I just picked my bike up, and I just like, I looked at them, and they drove.
They didn't holler at you, did they?
Yeah, they didn't harass you.
I'd have been
loser.
All right, though.
Can't ride a bike.
I'd have caught up to him.
Horn.
Yeah.
No, if I was driving and I saw that, I would pull over and be like, "Are you okay? You good?"
Yeah. I was like, though, because I like got right back up. Like I just fell to the side, and I got like right back up. I was like, can't be laying here.
I think Lorenzo would have hated if somebody was concerned pulled over.
I'd be like, I'd probably get embarrassed. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, let me rephrase it. If I saw somebody like Lorenzo fall, maybe I wouldn't.
I was like, I was like, they were
pride.
probably texting. They ain't even
because you would clearly look like you were embarrassed and like you were angry. Yeah. I'd be like, okay, I don't want to. I'm gonna rub it in.
Fucking loser! Look at you. You can't ride a bike, my guy.
Some ice. My husband.
Yo, I saw that. Stop. No. You know how like sometimes we'll be at work and we'll see people outside and they'll like trip or some shit, and I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna tell them. I ain't gonna tell them I saw that.
I go out there and be like, you okay?
Oh no, you. No. I be tripping over my own feet.
I just look. I'll be like, yo, I ain't gonna tell them I saw that, but did you?
I don't know. I don't trip, but I definitely see all those people trip, and especially the old women. Like, there's been 2 old women just like wipe out, like eat shit on the pavement. Like, especially on a Thursday when it's all busy and they're not paying attention, they're just trying to leave, and then they step off the curb and bam, they just. And I've definitely run out and been like, oh my God, are you okay?
But that's outside the store. We're not liable.
That reminds me, though, an Easter Sunday years ago, I was raised Catholic, and I was attending a big Catholic church, and this old woman, she kind of was leaving the parking lot, heading to the vehicle. She's walking slowly. She trips in slow motion and, like, catches herself, but then she still managed to hit her head and was bleeding, and it was just the most bizarre thing to see this woman fall so slowly and still get so hurt.
Oh yeah. No, I've told you this story. I was telling it to you and Andrew and whoever else was around, but I know the exact feeling of watching that happen, because I before I moved here, I was over in Northern Virginia. I would sometimes drive down to where my grandma's at, my Nana, and she and I would perform together. She works at a retirement community, and we would perform sometimes for her residents. So this would have been like our second time trying to perform together for the residents that she looks after. And it was Halloween. I remember very clearly. It was Halloween night. So this was 2019. And I'm playing trumpet, and I'm also kind of manning the sound equipment, the music, like we were kind of doing a little bit karaoke and also a little bit of us two performing together. And she would sing and I would play trumpet, and like I said, man, all the audio equipment and the speakers and all that. And I'm like emceeing, and everyone's dancing, like the old people are getting into it, and they're getting up and dancing up at the front, like the front stage area. We're kind of in an outdoor pavilion, and they've got the chairs set up, the audience is set up, and she and I are looking out onto them. And some of the elderly people were getting up and dancing up front with us. And there's this one old guy who's just dancing by himself. He's kind of stationary, but he's moving his arms around and getting into it. And I turn around to prep the next song and adjust the volume or something. And then as I'm turning back to face the crowd, I see this guy, the same guy who was just stationary just a minute ago, grooving or whatever, doing the jitterbug. He's like in slow motion, like you said, just fall straight back like a domino before my eyes, and I'm not even tracking him. I just see, it's like a movie where you look back and then all of a sudden something goes past your FOV, past your field of view, and then bam, like a bowling ball, like a watermelon hitting the ground. It's just that sound. It sticks out to me.
Oh my God!
The back of his head made direct contact with the pavement that we were standing on. And I just looked down, and this guy's in shock. He's like, and he's shaking, he's frozen at the same time. We're like, turn the music off. Everyone clear the area. I kneel down. I try to prop his head up a little bit off the pavement. I don't know what I'm really doing. And then I move my hand, and there's blood on my hand. And I'm like, oh, this is serious. And I yell, somebody call 911, call an ambulance. And then we clear the way, and the because it's a care facility, some nurses come out and they tend to the guy on the ground, and I go in and I like wash my hand off or whatever, and they come back out and sit with them as they're trying to figure it out. I'm just helping out wherever they need me at, and they do call an ambulance, but it takes like half an hour for this fucking ambulance to show up. I'm like,
surprised.
This motherfucker could have died right here.
You told him he was old?
Yeah, he's an old guy. They're like, I guess they're like, he's at a care center or whatever. They can, hold him over until we get there. And so then, the ambulance shows up or whatever. And this guy's sitting in a pool of his own blood. And then they've got towels underneath of him and stuff. And he's talking. We're getting him to talk. And my Nana, oh my goodness, I love her. She's probably going to watch this too. And she's probably like, it's still in shock over it, but and she knows the guy, he's okay now, but she's looming over this dude on the ground, and she's like, is there a favorite hymnal of yours that I could sing for you, to keep you covered? And he's like, I'm okay, I'm fine, you don't need to call the paramedics, I'm fine, really. And she just starts singing, whatever his favorite, church song is. Like, he's about to die right here in front of all of us. It's the most surreal situation ever. Like, she's singing like church music, and then all the other old people that are there are joining in, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And this ambulance is still not here, and then when they finally pull up, we're like, okay, phew, the ambulance is here. They're getting a little stretcher ready. And they don't even put the guy on it for another like 15 minutes. They're just standing there looking at him and assessing him, and he's talking.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, oh my, this is crazy. Like, you would think they would like take immediate action, but and then they get him in there, and they're just sitting in the parking lot with him in there for another like half an hour. So it's been now at least a full hour before this guy even leaves the premises, even leaves the care facility to a hospital. But somehow, maybe it's all the singing, maybe it's all the support he had, and he was lucid the entire time. Not once did he like black out, nothing. And he had a big old gash in the back of his head. We saw him sit up when they sat him up, and it was just, just gnarly back there. But he was just fine, and I had talked to her like a couple of days later, and I think my Nana had visited him in the hospital or something, or he'd maybe even come back by then, but he was doing all right, and I think he's still there at the same facility, and he's A-okay now. But just how surreal it is to see, like you said, see somebody like take a dive like that, and then the sound it made for me sticks out. I can only describe it as like a bowling, like you drop a bowling ball onto concrete.
Because that's hard. Like.
It's like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. Hearing that, I can understand why you're like immediately get this man. Like he could possibly have a concussion, but I'm sure they knew what they were doing.
The guy looked older than Joe Biden, and he's up here, literally in a puddle of his own blood. I'm like, come on, y'all. I know we have some training here.
The money bags, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, we took that EMT training for work, or not EMT training. What is it? OSHA, CPR, like health and safety training, and we got CPR certified. I don't want this to disqualify me. I have my CPR card, but I forgot how to do that, and all of that. Like,
yeah, you need to refresh your memory.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing about it is, I mean, do you remember much from it?
Kinda. You know what I really remember is that, I know he said that thing about the whole Virginia law thing, but I know that people get sued for like sexual harassment cases, so I ain't touching nobody. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna be you. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't risk that especially over somebody I don't know. People be wilding over like money or whatever it is they do it for. I'm not gonna put myself out there trying to save somebody else. That's wild for me. You know what I'm saying?
You're worried about the legal implications
because it could be from anybody. You know what I'm saying? Man, woman, whatever. It could be from anybody. You know
it could. It really could.
And like you just gonna have to be you. You know what I'm saying?
However, I will say I think that most of the time, like that, people will be grateful that you stepped in and
you just don't know.
Them.
You know what I'm saying? The possibilities.
Yeah, it gets like. It gets a lot of airtime, these stories of people that press charges after somebody saves their life. But
I think I haven't heard any of those.
Exactly.
That would definitely disenfranchise me. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Like you were gonna die.
Yeah.
It's like,
hey, you seen The Incredibles?
Yeah.
Yes, stop.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson didn't. I don't know his name, but he didn't want to be saved. He didn't ask to be saved. You know what I'm saying?
So there's stuff like that, and
critical pain and all this
chronic
pain.
They're
wild. Just looking for somebody to pay their hospital bills. Actually, honestly, because healthcare in America is
so convoluted. Yeah, it's just all messed up.
It really is. So because I heard that you guys had like this training, but I work for the same bosses as you, but
I was like,
you wasn't there. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it.
Raymond was there. Yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah, and
it was on your day off though. It was on a Monday.
Yeah. On a Monday, but Raymond that's his day off too.
That man don't get no days off. All work, no play.
I guess I was also taking classes last semester, I think they were just like, don't bother, Sarah.
You already got enough classes. You don't need. I mean, you don't know how to do all that stuff.
That's what?
You don't know how to do CPR and all that.
I took
chest compressions.
I took a CPR class for infants when I was 13.
Oh, that's good enough. You good.
Yes, because my best friend was wanting to like be certified, so she for like potential babysitting gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I never ended up using that. I lived in the middle of nowhere. I really couldn't get a job.
I feel like if I'd ever be around an infant, so should its mother, and I feel like I shouldn't need to take part in such a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's better qualified people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, what you just lighter chest compressions. I don't know.
Yes, literally, I do remember it.
Yeah,
you have to be very careful with their chest cavity.
Yeah, I surely ain't touching no baby. I tell you that much. I ain't touching no. I ain't even looking at nobody's child. They fall. Oh, look at that sky. It's so neat.
Oh my god.
I gotta look out for me.
Gotta look out for yourself.
Gotta look out for me. It's wild out here.
Yeah, I think the majority of people would be grateful though, really. And this guy too, the guy who fell, the old guy, like I said, he's got to be like 86 years old. The whole time he's like, please, no, I'm fine, really.
I'm sure he found it, because I can empathize with becoming older, just like not wanting to, you want to maintain that independence, that sort of like, I can take care of myself, and then have everybody freak out over because he fell, because I'm assuming he just lost his balance.
No.
I mean, it doesn't seem like you saw what seemed to tip him over, but the way he fell, he just, I guess,
it really just like
lost a balance. So I can see that just being embarrassing and somewhat mortifying.
You think they were just trying to do like the little Michael Jackson thing? And they, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to moonwalk? Or
yeah, the lean back.
The lean back.
That's forward. He does it forward. He didn't go
backwards. He was trying to do something different. He like, hey, I'm gonna be the first backwards. You know what I'm saying?
Next level.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like
backwards.
I feel like that would be me when I'm old. That's about to cut myself though. I don't know what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? That'd be I'm cool. It's what blood.
You cut yourself. How are you gonna catch yourself?
You gotta flip, boy. You know what I'm saying? Flip, boy.
Let me tell you something. One time.
I'll do it real quick. I'll do it.
When we're about to wrap up here, but I wanted to say one time I was it was a long time ago. I was like a little kid at the roller skating rink, and they had like limbo going on with like where you go through the middle of the rink and go.
It always freaked me out. I'm not.
And there's all these people doing the Michael Jackson stuff.
Yes, they
be
like back there, boy.
They do the splits
like
under
at the ankles, my guy. Like.
And so then I'm like, I want to try it. Or actually, no, I didn't. I didn't want to do it. My mom was like, go ahead, get out there, try it out. Just do it. We're about to leave. Just go ahead and try it. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I get out there and I'm waiting my turn in line. And I see all these people doing these cool tricks. And I'm like, man, that looks easy. I guess I should try to do something cool. So I'm just like, I'll go under backwards because there's a lot of people who are like cheating and just ducking down, and that's lame. So I'm gonna try to do it backwards.
Yeah, do the actual limbo.
Do the actual limbo, right? Like I didn't want to get disqualified, so I get up. It's my turn. I start to lean back, and right as I get up the bar, I try to clear it, and my feet go out from under me, and then I catch myself with my left arm on the hardwood floor, and then just like that, I'm like, what's going on? Everyone's like looking at me and I don't know what's going on. And then I just look down and my arm right here at like the midpoint of my forearm, it was just, my hand was up here and my arm was bent at like 90 degrees. And I was like, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, I broke my arm. I can't feel anything. Like I didn't feel any pain. It's like, just like
you went into shock.
In shock, and all I could do was keep screaming, I broke my arm. And then my mom looks up and she sees it's me screaming and me like,
who is this kid making such a fuss?
I don't know that she was even watching me do the limbo or not.
These badass kids.
She told me to go out there. I'm not even sure she was.
She needed a moment away from you.
She like, whose kid is this? Where's his fucking parents yelling, goddamn, don't know how to act in the damn skating ring.
Gosh.
Oh, that's a little.
Yeah, then the ambulance came and then shut it down.
So tell me, was she a helicopter parent after that?
Yes, a little bit. It was definitely shocking for her and for everybody. Yeah.
That saw that shit, that boy.
Yes, no, that just.
Somebody gonna see this, they gonna, oh my gosh, nightmares.
They probably have a sign up now. My brother goes to the same skating rink and he's like a god at skating. He's really just awesome, like power to him. But I was not, and let me tell you.
Did you ever get back on that rink?
I had no business being on it to begin with, I think. That's just the facts.
I'm done.
I don't know if I'm still recording. For some reason, my computer will turn off sometimes, and then here we go. Yeah, it's still going. Okay. I was nervous. I was like, are we still recording anything, or is this all for naught? But we will wrap up here. It's not gone over yet, but it's almost 30 minutes, and Lorenzo always has some advice for the listeners as we sign off. So, Lorenzo, do you have anything for them today?
Golly, gosh.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. So last time I played some music, or not last time, but the time with Kiara, I played some music. Or no, well, the two of us played music, and I'll see if I can. There we go. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead. I'll play some dramatic music, and then you can say your piece. You have it ready?
All right. I got something. All right. Just so the people know, whenever riding a horse, you fall off the horse, you should roll a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they got Superman. But basically, what I'm really trying to say, analogy-wise, is you never truly fail until you stop completely. You gotta get right back on the horse. Gotta get right back on. Never stop. Stopping is the only way we truly fail. If we keep at it, we will eventually reach success. And that's what I have for the people today.
That was awful. That was just terrible. Never fall off the horse. That was the message. And the playing. No, I meant the playing was terrible, but I half heard the message. Never fall off the horse to begin with. What was it?
Well, like if you fall off, you get back on.
Get back on it.
First you said
but like you got to maneuver.
Roll
if you fall off, you got to roll a few times. You got to maneuver.
That's
you
where
maneuver,
you really. I was like, I don't know where this is going.
On, You maneuver, then you get back on. Because obviously, what you was doing, and when you get back on,
you got to lasso.
You got to do it a little. You got to do it a little
different.
When you get back on, you got to do it a little different. Because obviously, what you was doing before wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? So you maneuver. You don't just fall. Don't just fall and lay down. You gotta fall. You gotta maneuver, and you get. You know what I'm saying? Because if you fall and you just lay there, then you stop.
Yeah, sir. This is the chaos that goes on here on this show, and I thank you for watching and joining us today.
Thank you for having me on. This was fun.
Anytime, you're always welcome. And
this is quite that. You should definitely get your money's worth out of all of this.
Oh yeah, no, this is a whole setup, isn't it? So,
it really is.
I'm going to.
And you're kicking out these episodes. Like when I heard you were gonna start doing a podcast, you started doing it next week.
He's very efficient.
He is very. When he says he's gonna do something, he does
it. He produces all of our stuff, and I lend my voice, and I feel like we're a good team. Good Jock, bad Jock.
I have an upload schedule. I want to start uploading every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 in the morning. Like I'll have the episodes prepped the night before or a couple nights before, and I'll have them scheduled to post. But I missed this Monday just because I got home the last couple nights in a row, and I just watched The Mandalorian all night. So that's really been it. I haven't been on Xbox, nothing. I'm just playing. I've played maybe an hour or so with my brother, and then I'll just get up and watch this show. I'm addicted to Baby Yoda, and
it is a good show. I see what the hype's about.
Yeah. We'll wrap up now. Thank you, Sarah, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's call it a wrap.
All right.
Mission accomplished.